go Mahesh, and I think in that case I'll go Todd. I think he's been playing with some real quality this week, and particularly like quality of length to the back, and a variation of weight of shot, and he's got some really good holds, and he's quite a controlling player, whereas Mahesh is much more of a physical player who tries to force the pace and take the tee away from his opponent. So it was actually quite a similar matchup to Mahesh versus Abe. So Abe's got some similar qualities to Todd Harrity. His match in the semi-final, so that might be in Mahesh's favour. Either way, it's got to be close. There's only 4 or 5 ranking places in between the two players, so I think we're in for a good one.
Yeah, I agree. I think this is going to be an absolute brilliant match to close the event on, of what has really been a fantastic week of squash here. I think I've thoroughly enjoyed it. I'm sure you have too, Chris.
Oh yeah, I think it's been great, and it's, you know, we've been quite starved of live squash for a number of months during the pandemic, and it's just fantastic to have one featured here with, you know, obviously top-notch commentary, but I mean it's live streamed, everyone can see it. The players are really appreciating being able to play, and there's just been so much effort gone into making this event happen, you know. So a big thank you really to HCL, the sponsors, who've done a great job of teaming up with SRFI in India to make more than PSA events happen. And they've got a series of events, but they're also involved in coaching, junior development, coach development. So it's fantastic they're on board as a big company, and that's what we need in squash.
Yeah, I think you've nailed that, Chris. That was spot on, everything you've just said there. And yeah, long may it continue, and it's great that this is the first tournament that's really got underway, which is not a big event in comparison to all the ones that we've seen live on Squash TV. This is these are the players that usually kind of just miss out on that real top event, and I'm sure they will be very appreciative of this effort that's gone on. And I'm sure a lot of effort has gone on behind the scenes to get this event up and running.
Yeah, and I think a lot of viewers will find it interesting to see these players that, like you say, I mean, Mahesh played in black ball. I think he played against Asal, is that right? And actually,
yep, that's right. Yeah, he played Asal, and then he played Castagnet last week. So he's just making it.
So here we go. Anyway, and just going to see if I think the style of play that Todd Harrity is that he'll be looking to sort of feel his way into this match and find that accuracy of, I'm expecting Mahesh to go out and try and impose himself early doors, really.
Yeah, I think Mahesh, I think that's a great rally to start from Todd. I thought the first few lines down the backhand looked really good there, and then that's a really good confident forehand drop to start off the match.
Not too bad from Mahesh.
Yeah, that's two pretty good rallies so far.
I think there's a lot of things that come into, a lot of factors that come into a final event. You know, there's extra pressure. And interesting to see how sort of the home player, Mahesh, will be played on this court a lot in Chennai. But there is extra pressure, and sometimes players thrive on that. And sometimes the reverse happens, doesn't it? So, you know, that's a bit more, whereas, you know, for Todd, it's sort of it's a big event to get to a final, but perhaps not the sort of home pressure, weight of expectation of being that #1 seed and home player.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think probably one advantage for Todd is that there's no home crowd there. You know, sometimes there can be a lot of people sat around the court, and when you're the home player, you know, you get a lot of support when you win a rally, and when you're the opposition player and you catch a tin, you can always get a little bit of clapping as well. It can be a little bit off-putting. You won't get much support when you win a rally, so without that, maybe just levels things up a little bit.
And we've both experienced this venue actually when it has been very crowded at the World Juniors in 2018 when they hosted that, and it just pushes up the volume. It pushes up the temperature as well, if that needed to happen. When you've got another few people surrounding the court, you know, it's just hot and crowded and very sort of maybe a bit claustrophobic on those courts and stuff like that. It just adds to the atmosphere, doesn't it? So a little bit different in sort of COVID times.
Yeah, you're right. It can get really hot in there, and I'm sure it is still hot even without the people. But yeah, a little bit of a less of an atmosphere, but it's good. It's good to see some squash, that is for sure.
Well, I think it looks like both players are actually finding their lines pretty early doors, doesn't it? And you know, this is good quality squash. Great lob there, just stayed in. Another quality boast from Mahesh.
Yeah, I like that they're working all the corners at the moment. As you say, they've really found their range early. A couple of matches we've watched this week, it's taken them a little bit of time to settle, but these boys have got straight into it at the moment. First real error there that we've seen, but it was a good position for Mahesh, but didn't quite take advantage of it.
Nice read.
Well read there. Yeah, good read.
I think, to be fair, like Todd Harrity has read Mahesh's counters a couple of times and been up onto that. So, you know, after a week of intense play, then you do get to start feeling that you're really into reading your opponent and your confidence is up. So it'd be nice to see both these players continue this high quality form throughout this match.
If they continue like this will be a very high quality match. This has been
we're in for it.
Really impressive, this first 7 rallies. Just skidded off the back there.
Really did.
He's fired in a few bursts so far, Mahesh, that have worked absolutely beautiful for him.
We've actually seen that a few times this week, and you know, it's one of those, you'd probably say it's a once or twice a match type of shot. But then for the rest of the match, that threat is there that he might play that 3-wall boast from deep. And you've got to, as his opponent, you've got to slightly move your tee forward and cover it. And then that opens up space at the back of the court.
Yeah, that's difficult. And then just oh yeah, I thought that was a stroke, and I thought they'd gone for a let. Yeah, he just there. Maybe he got his tee position a little bit high, and then just didn't quite get back behind it. Caught the side wall, and he's put that one straight out.
Yeah, and this is one of the issues, is that you have to go and collect your own ball.
Oh, yeah. Luckily, someone's just thrown it back in quickly. So a quick 2-point lead here for Mahesh in the mid part of the game.
Lovely variations of pace, soft drops, hold, flick. It's a shame because he was in control of that rally, and then really it's an unforced error. And now he's 3 points down, and this game is starting to run away with him.
Yeah, although he'll be disappointed to miss the last one. Actually, that was a pretty good rally for him. Got Mahesh doing some big movements to the back of the court, and showed him the straight, the cross, and the drop. That's going to be a stroke as well. Just kind of run away a little bit from him here, the last 4 rallies, Todd.
Well, that was a bit more severe in the end there, but I felt he was just trying to be a bit too cute there, and he hadn't really learnt from his errors of, you know, he had Mahesh a couple of rallies on a piece of string really, and wasn't able to finish it off before.
Yeah, it looks like in the last 2 rallies here, he's just got him, well, 2 or 3 rallies actually, he's just got himself back in front of Mahesh. And even though he missed the first one, he's played 2 good winners on the last 2 rallies. Thought he might have tried to cut that one off on the volley. So, but Mahesh is finding it difficult here to get back in front. We didn't quite get a good enough camera angle to see where that landed in relation.
No, it's sort of, I expected a stroke there, but I think it's been given as a let.
Yeah, with the way Mahesh is arguing, he's obviously not got the stroke he wanted.
No, I think Todd won't be, you know, too upset with this scoreline because he is in control of the majority of the rallies. But the thing is, Mahesh is such a good athlete that he's going to take, you know, you have to be patient. If you put him into 3 or 4 corners, that's just not enough, is it?
No, but he's getting a bit of success here. Yeah, that is yeah, you're right, it's a poor error, but he's just getting his way back into it here, Todd. The last 4 rallies now, he's been in front of Mahesh. He's just lost a little bit of accuracy here, Mahesh. He's really losing that position around the tee at the moment. And Todd's looking calm, collected, and...
Yeah, it's always a bit of both, isn't it? You know, one player plays worse because the other player is playing better, and is that to be considered? Big rally here, though. Two-point lead at this stage of proceedings becomes much more significant.
Oh, beautiful.
Oh, that is a lovely backhand volley drop there.
He actually didn't need to go that fine to the top of the tin, but he went in and it was beautiful. He's definitely got the momentum here at the moment, Todd. He's definitely controlling this at the moment. Mahesh just kind of losing those lines a little bit down that side. That's nice. Thought he might have tried to volley that and pick up the pace a little bit from Todd.
Yeah, Mahesh started getting into this rally a bit more here.
Yeah, he's finding a few opportunities. I don't think he's quite maximised one yet.
But I think this is what he needed. He needed a long, hard rally to get some physicality into this game, you know, which works in his favour.
Oh, he went for a big one there. Todd, I think Todd will be happy there. He absorbed a lot and he managed to force Mahesh the last few shots to get closer and closer to the top of the tin. So I would take that as probably a bit of a positive there for Todd.
Well, I felt, yeah, it was mixed, wasn't it? Because he lost a bit of control. He's had such control of the last 6-7 rallies, and then that one actually Mahesh started getting into him, you know, and he was spending a bit more time on the tee, adding a bit more pace to the ball, to how early he took it, and his quality as well. So definitely all to play for. I think the thing is with this, we've said in previous matches that the first game is crucial, and I don't think it's 100% crucial here either player could come back from a 1-love deficit. It's important, don't get me wrong, but it's not match defining.
Yeah, I think you're right. This is, oh, that's a fantastic cross-court. There's a brokenish string, I think, on the way through, but yeah, both of these boys are going to be strong enough and fit enough to come back after losing the opening game. But yeah, it's been positive for Todd so far, I feel. I think he'll be very happy with his opening game's work.
Accurate stuff down the backhand. Great view, that. And that one. Well, a much more patient rally there from both players, but pretty sparing opportunities. But Mahesh was the one that took it on with a bit more positivity, and it paid off. So we're back to within a point.
I didn't quite make that one though.
Yeah, Todd Harrity takes first game.
A fantastic opening game there from both players, with Todd Harrity taking in the opening game there 11-9. Obviously Mahesh got off to a good start, leading 8-4 before Todd Harrity came back, taking a little bit more control, getting in front, taking control of that tee area and winning the opening game 11-9. We will see what comes here in the second game. What are your expectations here, Chris?
Well, I expect Mahesh will want to come back and increase the tempo, and we've seen him do that throughout the week. Whenever he's been in trouble, he's come back, particularly at starts games. He's going to want to get a few long rallies in, but also just up the pace. And he needs to start being a bit more aggressive with his racket work, I think, and really put Todd on the back foot, because he's been too much in control of that first game, in my opinion, for Mahesh's liking. And I think Mahesh needs to stamp his authority on this match now.
Yeah, Mahesh was really good in that when he got to 8-4, of really trying to get on the ball nice and early and then look for a next opportunity to keep the pressure on. Todd's lines were probably a little bit better in that mid part of the first, and he was able to get control of that tee area.
Here we go, that's a bit harder hitting there. The problem with that, if he's not accurate, then Todd will use his hold and delay and bring it back down and disrupt his movement.
Yeah, and on a hot court, it's going to sit up very high at the back of the court here. What an angle to see that drop shot from. Yeah. Just how he really just opened the racket face, just cut through it, and it stayed so short.
Yeah, and this is just the interesting matchup with these two players, and you can see the sort of intensity coming from Mahesh and really hitting through the ball, particularly on the forehand, winding up for it. And then Todd just trying to take the pace out of it. You know, it's really is sort of a fascinating contest here.
Yeah, it's been really interesting how Todd's just neutralised a lot of the attacks of Mahesh just by using that height and just using Mahesh's pace almost to guide the ball back into a good area.
I think that's something that doesn't always come across, and very difficult to come across, is how much energy it takes to hit the ball hard repeatedly. And Mahesh is doing much more of that than Todd Harrity. So he'll be using up a lot more energy in these exchanges.
Oh, it's fantastic drop shot at the front. Just a nice little beautiful short swing and just clipped it back just above the top of the tin. He's not really allowing Mahesh to settle. I like that he just keeps holding, have a little hold at the top of the swing and then hitting a cross score just to keep Mahesh guessing.
Oh, I was pretty sure that was a stroke.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. I'm pretty sure that was a stroke as well.
You don't see Todd Harrity complaining too much to the referees that often, so I would say he pretty much felt that was a nailed-on stroke.
Yeah, just interesting. That has to be.
Well, that's got to be, isn't it?
It's just interesting that because he's hit so many cross courts from the back with a little hold, Mahesh's movement's just having to stop on the tee, and he kind of wanted to go a little bit earlier on the previous one, and then didn't. He had to check his movement before going back. Now he's just starting to guess a little bit in the middle.
Yeah, some dangerous signs here for the Indian supporters.
That's three in a row almost. He's not really seen where that ball's going. And it's credit to Todd because of the way he's used those holds at the front now. Now he's got Mahesh guessing, and that's really what the good signs that Todd is looking for in this match.
I think this just goes to show, like, you know, anybody watching, but in particular junior players, that you don't need to be chucking in loads of balls to the front of the court to be winning. I mean, Todd Harrity is very cleverly. Oh, that's a lovely shot there. Lovely shot. But I'll just finish what I was going to say there. Todd Harrity is very cleverly using Mahesh's energy against him. And it's all at the back of the court. He keeps threatening to go short almost with every hold he does, but then eggs him back again, doesn't he? So, you know, there's a latent threat, but he doesn't use it very often.
No, and you're right. It's, I mean, he's using that energy of Mahesh, and he's just draining him a little bit every time he has to stop, start, and it's a hard movement to make when you have to stop and start all the time, especially from around the middle. And as you saw there, he just held that drop shot a little bit, and then he takes it in, and Mahesh just has to hold that movement. At the moment, every time he's hitting the ball, he's got Mahesh just to stop his movement a little bit on the middle. Even at the back now. So some good signs for Todd at the moment.
The body language of Mahesh is not looking nearly so positive. He needs a big fight here, otherwise he's going 2-love down. In a final, you just feel it's all going against you very quickly sometimes like that. And, you know, after that aggressive part, it's not worked out for him. He didn't buy himself the lead with putting in more aggression. It worked against him, and now he's 3-7 down with a lot of work to do.
Yeah, he's got a lot to do here. That quick point is going to help, but you can see he's obviously a little bit frustrated. Obviously, you're right. It's not going the way he wants it to go at the moment. He's got to look to try and change that. I think he's got to get these balls into the back a bit more. Everything's just stopping a bit short. And I think that's credit to Todd because of the lines and the holds that he's using, really.
Yeah, he's beating him at the back of the court, and there's just not a lot you can do about that apart from increase your quality to the back of the court. Or you've got to take on some serious shots to the front. But you need to compete at the back for quality, and you know, pressure is not doing the job alone without that quality there.
Yeah, he's gone back to it. That's the first time Mahesh has really held anything and pushed it long, and then the next one he plays a really nice volley burst, which is that was good from Mahesh, but he needs to do more of that. Try and change the movement of Todd, get him holding and twisting and turning. He hasn't managed that yet.
Yeah, he's proved he can do it in that rally there. That was high quality stuff from Mahesh. He needs to be consistently producing that.
Well, I think what Mahesh is finding hard now is that he's hitting that burst like he did at the start of the first game, but Todd's so high on the tee that if the quality's not there, he's getting beaten at the front.
5 game balls. Oh, wow.
Fantastic winner that was.
It's got to be up there with shot of the tournament, that one.
It has, yeah. That's just what you need to save a game ball. But I don't think Todd will be discouraged by that, because that's an outrageous winner that he's needed to beat him. It's going to be a stroke.
And there we go. So Todd Harrity takes a 2-love lead in this final of the HCL SRFI Chennai PSA tournament. So 11-6 in that game.
As you can see at the bottom of the screen there, a huge second game victory for Todd Harrity. As he took the second game there, he played really, really well. He held the ball well. He's got Mahesh guessing at the moment as to where the ball's going. He's holding it from the front, the back, and the middle, and he's just causing Mahesh all kinds of problems at the moment. It's going to be interesting to see if Mahesh can turn this third game around, try and improve the quality of his length to the back of the court, try and get Todd off the middle and try and get some physical work into Todd. At the moment, I don't feel he's quite done that enough. I've quite got the physicality in there. So we will see here if Mahesh can pull this around.
Yeah, I think Todd Harrity was firmly in control of that second game after a very well contested first game, and Mahesh needs to up his quality here. He needs to match Todd Harrity's quality of shot, and then try and overpower him with some of his physicality. But quality first, and then physicality second, not the other way round.
Wow. Such good hands there from Todd. He's on full stretch almost there, and he just managed to guide that so straight and tight.
Such a well-structured combination, pressurise down that backhand, force a weak cross-court and just pick it off on the forehand volley. That's pretty useful from Mahesh. He needs a big start here. He needs to grow his confidence. His body language doesn't look that positive to me at the moment.
Yeah, I thought when he went off at the end of the second, he looked a little bit frustrated with himself. He's obviously trying to G himself up a little bit here. He's got a few little hand gestures going on, trying to get himself going. He's just got to make sure he has quality when he's getting into the front. If not, it's just giving more opportunities for Todd to use his holds.
Well, that'll be a bit frustrating for Mahesh, who's on a bit of a roll there and has actually got a lead, an early lead in this game, and then the ball goes out of court.
I agree, Chris. You're right, he's finally got a little bit of momentum swinging his way. And Todd can just hit a little bit of a reset button here and get back to what he was doing in games. Yeah, 1 and 2. The ultimate hold.
That is a good quality combination of shots, and actually Mahesh took advantage of Todd's overhit length that time, which is quite rare. A lovely backhand drop shot and followed it up looking for anything else and jumped on the next shot.
Yeah, Mahesh is not messing around here. That's the first time we've really seen him finding a little bit of rhythm, and he's got back the tee position at the moment. But you're right there, the way he jumped up off that drop on the backhand was the first time we've probably really seen that so far in this match. Todd a little bit confused.
I think he misheard the referee there. He had quite a heart attack. Lovely shot. It's the rapid work of Mahesh here that's got better.
Yeah, it's almost like he's changed the game a little bit. He's decided he's going to throw it into the front a bit more and be a bit more aggressive to the front. He's probably realised that he's not getting what he needs at the back at the moment. So he's just attacking to the front. And he's attacking with good quality. And again, he's going short, whereas before in games 1 and 2, he was getting beaten to the front of the court. Now he's the one who's the aggressor, taking it short and then backing up on the next shot. It's giving him a big 8-2 lead here, Chris.
Well, yeah, I don't feel he's given it to him. I feel Mahesh has taken it. I think he's gone ahead and grabbed this. And I'm quite impressed, actually, by Mahesh. And just find it so fascinating how there's such a big momentum swing. He looked almost bereft of ideas, I suppose you'd say, in the second game. And now he's completely dominating play.
Yeah, and he's been superb so far this game. Absolute brilliant quality from him to the front, and he's hitting 9-2, and he's 2 points short of halving the deficit.
I think it was the quarter-final with Abhay Singh and Kareem El Hamami, where we saw massive momentum shifts in terms of, like, Abhay went 2-love up, Kareem came back to 2-all, and then it was Abhay who took the fifth game.
Oh,
and they were just such...
in El Naswani.
Yeah, it was... oh, yeah. That's right, yeah, sorry, it was. Getting my players mixed up. But, I mean, it just goes to show that the margins in squash are so fine sometimes that when you get on top that, you know, those points can go very quickly. And... you know, these are very closely matched players, but still there's a slight shift of momentum, a slight change of tactics or intent, and all of a sudden a massive change in the scoreline.
Yeah, I agree with you, but I think this is probably a little bit of a crucial stage here because Todd's just hit 2 good winners, and obviously he needs now to, if he does lose this game, but he needs to try and get some momentum back. He doesn't want to go down here 11-5. He wants to try and win the next 1 or 2 points to have got a little bit of momentum back with him. He's played well the last 3 rallies here.
Yeah, I mean, like if he wins this game, it's a bit of a miracle. But these things happen, don't they, sometimes? So Mahesh has to be switched on.
He's just lost it a little bit here, Mahesh. It's almost like he'd reset already for the 4th game, maybe. Just that length's just getting a bit short again. We'll be thankful to see that one going out of the side of the court.
So that is the 3rd game. Mahesh Mangaonkar is back in this. It's 2-1 to Todd Harrity, the American, and we're in a real tussle here now. So join us in a minute for the fourth game.
A fantastic 3rd game there from the top-seeded Indian, Mahesh, as he came back there to being much more aggressive on the ball, taking it in nice and early with some really good quality. He opened up a very quick lead, and even though Todd got a little bit of momentum back at the end of the 3rd, all in all, some good stuff there from Mahesh, and we look forward now to this 4th game to see if Mahesh can continue that fine form from the third, or will Todd have regained a little bit of momentum at the end of the third there as he won 4 of the last 5 rallies?
Yeah, I think it's great that this event has got the final it deserved. If there had been 2 3-love finals, then that would have been slightly disappointing, I think, in terms of the event, who always look forward to a big final, and this has got every chance to go to 5, but Todd Harrity will have different ideas about that, won't he?
Yeah, he'll be wanting to get this done here, and he'll need a much better start than what he had in Game 3. But those last few rallies of the third were positive. I always missed that one. But he's probably going to want to get up the tee a little bit more, because Mahesh was attacking to the front a little bit more in that third, so might just need a slightly higher tee position to cover the front of the court. That's such good quality. Yeah, he saw that nice and early.
Yeah. No messing about there, was there?
No, he was all over that.
I just hope, I suppose, that Mahesh doesn't revert to physicality. I think it was his improved racket work and skill level which got him off to that good lead in the third game, and I hope he is aware of that and doesn't revert that, you know, harder hitting but with less attention to quality of shot.
Yeah, so far his quality, I felt he got away with it a little bit in the last one. That backhand drop to the front wasn't as good as what he was hitting in the third, and his forehand drop from the back there wasn't as good as what it was. He kind of just left it up a little bit for Todd. He was probably kind of a little bit lucky to have won that rally. Just catching us out. Well played by Todd. Todd's just kind of moving forward onto these though now.
Very open rally. Very open rally.
I think if he would have made that, Todd was waiting for it.
Yeah, I think that you know, they both covered a lot of ground here, and it started to not get quite as tight and as patient down the walls.
Yeah, there's a lot going into the front at the moment. It's like 1 or 2 shots deep, and then 2 or 3 shots in the front. It's interesting, and it's nicely poised at the moment.
Yeah, I feel this could run away with one player or the other very quickly. At the moment, Mahesh looks in charge on the scoreboard. Maybe if I was Todd, I'd be choosing to lift this. It would chip a few down the wall, just get a bit more time on the tee.
Oh,
He's got a bit of a lucky nick that time.
yeah, I think that if you made a good point there. Todd probably hasn't lifted as much as what he did in games 1 and 2.
Yeah, he's just got drawn in, hasn't he? He's got drawn in to the front of the court and taking it all in there. And when he was really doing the damage, he was threatening the front, not hitting the ball there. He was hitting deep and he was disrupting movement. That is a great shot by Mahesh. And he's on a roll now. He's all over this, and it looks to be going to a 5th.
Yeah, it looks like everything's going Mahesh's way at the moment, and it's now Todd who's looking a little bit short of ideas here at the moment. He can't quite cope with Mahesh's powerful movements to the front at the moment. And Mahesh he keeps going in there. He's not relenting in any way.
Been a long time since Todd Harrity has hit the back wall with the ball, isn't it?
Yeah, at the moment he can't get himself any kind of time on the tee. All that kind of control that he had has just disappeared at the moment. And you're right, it's because he's not getting that ball through anymore.
So the fourth game, we're into a fifth. Mahesh takes that convincingly 11-2, and we're into a deciding game with the Indian in charge of that last two games.
As you can see there, Mahesh kind of ran away with that game. He quickly opened up a 4-1 lead before closing out the second game 11-2. At the moment, all of the momentum is with Mahesh. He's been very aggressive to the front of the court the last two games, and he's got some good rewards for it. First two games, he's probably stuck on the wrong end of a lot of holds and use of height from Todd Harrity. But at the moment, all the momentum is with Mahesh. And here we go, down to the final game of this week's championships. Chris, are you still going with Todd?
With your prediction of... well, it's not looking quite yet, but I mean, I'm not going to change my mind. Can't do that, can you?
No, unfortunately not. It's been a good game, though. We've had a great match here.
Yeah, it's absolutely worthy of a final, and it is great when you get the tournament, which this is certainly one of the best, probably the best match. I mean, there's great matches earlier in the week with Abhay Singh. I think they were fantastic as well, but this fully justifies a final. So good reward for HCL, the sponsors, and SRFI, the organisers.
Can see Mahesh's body language on the tee here at the moment. He's just hunting down everything.
I mean, what a change in body language! What a change!
Yeah, at the end of the second, he looks down and out, and now he looks ready to pounce at the moment. Yeah, interesting that from Mahesh. Usually, the last few games, sorry, he's been going short from the back, and he chose to push that one deep and got punished. Didn't quite get the length he wanted. It's 2 rallies in a row, he's kind of got sucked back into hitting deep again.
Yes, this is a bit more reminiscent of the second game at the moment, isn't it? When Mahesh came out with a lot of intensity, but Todd was able to soak it up and use his hold to take some energy out of the sting out the legs, and quickly actually in that game got on top of Mahesh. There's a danger it could happen again here. I think actually Mahesh has got to calm down a bit.
Yeah, it's almost like he's too pumped up here at the moment, those first 2 or 3 rallies. And yeah, I felt like the line was to the right of Todd there to go and get that. But yeah, I agree with you, Chris. He's probably got to find that right area or right zone of not being too pumped up. He's kind of lost a little bit of accuracy as well. And it's Todd's body language now that's all changed.
Well, we talked about momentum swings, and we are in the midst of another one, aren't we? No, yeah,
Todd's...
Hopefully for the Indian supporters there's going to be one more, because at the moment this is not going their way.
You're right, this is very similar to the second. Todd's back to using the height and chipping it down the walls, using Mahesh's pace against him almost. Quick 5-love lead.
Oh, it's all going wrong here for the Indian. It's Todd Harrity who's taken control with much better quality hitting, another dying length coming in there, and Mahesh is really struggling to find some answers at the moment.
I mean, if you'd have gone back 5 minutes ago, I mean, Todd looked quite down and out, and Mahesh was flying, and I really honestly didn't expect this for the 5th. This has run away very quickly here from Mahesh. 9-love.
Unbelievable scoreline if this is converted here.
Yeah, and that's probably going to be a stroke.
And that is that. We finish actually with a bagel. So it's Todd Harrity's title, 3-2 in a fascinating match, and one that's worthy of a final. And that is a huge win for Todd Harrity, who takes a 20k tournament. I'll have to do some research and see if it's his first 20k tournament, but he will be over the moon with that. And Mahesh will be sorely disappointed, really, with his last game there, which... After that 4th game, I thought, Andrew, that he was really going to come out firing there, and he probably, in a way, tried too hard. He overdid it, and that played into Todd's hands.
I'm pretty stunned at the moment, Chris, to be honest with you. I just, 6 minutes ago, as we see there on the screen, 6 minutes ago, I was thinking that everything was going Mahesh's way, and he's come out losing the 5th 11-love, but credit to Todd, he managed to get back his game there, and I think, well, I've never seen that before on the screen, but there we go. The run of points for Todd Harrity there in the 5th game.
Well, yeah, like you, I mean, that is rare and unfortunate, really. It's an unfortunate way for Mahesh to end his tournament, because that was a fantastic match and he played very well, and Todd was playing very well as well. So, I mean, very ruthless by the American to take it in that style. But sport is ruthless, and that's what you play it for, isn't it? So, fantastic effort, I think, all week by the American there, and I think he fully was to win that title. His control and his accuracy, his tactical understanding was really nice to see all week, and that ultimately is what's won him the title. So well played, Harrity, and well played to Mahesh as well. I'd like to say as well, thank you to HCL for sponsoring the tournament and SRFI for organising it. Before we sign off, Crossy, been a pleasure commentating with you as well.
Yes, Chris, it has been a pleasure to spend my week with you and the other two, Josh and Owen. I think we've had a fantastic week of squash. I think we've had some good banter this week, and yeah, I look forward to doing it again.
Yes, well, that'd be nice to be for more. There's more planned. There's another tour legs planned from Indian squash, so I think they're really trying to put on similar sized events throughout India. So we look forward to those in the future.